The ship's engines hummed with a low, persistent drone as Captain Jenna Price Saturday in her command chair. Staring at the empty expanse of space, she has seen a lot in her years as an officer of the Terran Defense Fleet. Earth had come a long way since humanity first ventured into the stars. A galaxy was vast, full of wonders and threats alike, but humans had a knack for surviving now, for thriving. Even when everything was against them, it was no wonder that alien species had started referring to them as the ultimate HFY, humanity. Yeah. Today was just supposed to be another patrol. A something gnawed at Jenna, a strange feeling in the pit of her stomach. Sensitive, she asked, breaking the silence of the bridge. All clear, Captain, responded Lieutenant Diaz, her chief of sensors. His voice was calm but vigilant, always on edge when they were out this far from the core systems. No signs of activity in this sector. We should be in the clear. Jenna leaned forward, elbows on her knees, her instincts telling her that they were being watched. It was a feeling she had honed over countless battles and skirmishes. The universe had a way of sensing when humanity was about to be tested, and they always rose to the challenge. As if on cue, the lights on the bridge dimmed slightly, and a sharp, high-pitched beep echoed through the ship. Diaz's hands flew over the controls. Unidentified vessel just dropped out of FTL. No transponder signal, and is on an intercept course with us. On screen, Jenna ordered, her heart rate quickening but her mind sharp as ever. The view shifted, and there it was, a sleek, dark ship, bristling with strange, glowing energy signatures. It was like nothing they'd seen before, its shape fluid, almost organic, but still clearly a product of advanced technology. Any idea what we're looking at? Jen asked, eyes fixed on the vessel. Definitely not one of the known races, Diaz said, his voice betraying a hint of unease, but their weapons are hot. The alien ship made no attempt to communicate. In seconds, a burst of plasma energy lanced toward the horizon's edge, and the ship shook violently as shields flared. They're hostile, yelled Ensign Malik, manning the tactical station. Return fire, all batteries, Jenna ordered without hesitation. The ship's railguns and laser turrets roared to life, streaks of light cutting through the void toward the alien ship. The enemy craft dodged with unnatural agility, but a few shots connected, making it wobble in space. They're not as tough as they look, Malik said, but before anyone could agree, the alien ship responded with a blinding flash of energy. The ship's shields screamed under the strain, and sparks flew from the bridge consoles. Jenna gritted her teeth. Whoever these aliens were, they weren't just another random pirate crew. This was something else, something more dangerous. Captain, Diaz said urgently, there's a secondary energy buildup coming from their ship. I think it's a boarding craft they're about to send. Before he could finish, the ship shuddered again, and alarms blared as a deep rumble echoed through the hull. They were being boarded. Arm up, Jenna shouted. They want a fight. We'll give them one. The bridge crew scrambled as emergency hatches hissed open, revealing racks of pulse rifles and combat gear. Jenna grabbed a rifle herself. She wasn't about to let some alien invader waltz into her ship without a fight. This was humanity's turf, and they were known for defending what was theirs. Diaz, you're with me, Jenna said, her voice steely. Malik, stay on the bridge and hold the ship. The corridors of the horizon's edge were dimly lit, casting long shadows as Jenna and her squad moved toward the breach point. The air crackled with tension. They could hear distant metallic clunks sound of something heavy approaching. Get ready, Jenna barked as they took up defensive positions behind bulkheads. A moment later, the bulkhead exploded inward with a deafening roar, and alien figures stepped through the smoke. They were tall, with sleek, metallic armor that shimmered with energy. Their eyes glowed an eerie green, and they moved with fluid, predatory grace. Without hesitation, the humans opened fire, pulse rounds tearing through the air. The aliens moved fast, but not fast enough. The first one through the breach was cut down by concentrated fire, its body slumping to the deck with a metallic clang. Push them back, Jenna ordered, her rifle spitting fire as she advanced. The aliens returned fire with strange, crackling weapons that sent arcs of energy sizzling through the air. One of her squad members was hit, collapsing with a scream, but Janet didn't flinch. She pressed forward, her resolve unshakable. This was what humanity did best. They adapted, they fought, and when the odds were against them, they didn't back down. Another alien went down, then another. Janet could see the tide turning, the invaders faltering under the relentless human assault. Whatever these creatures were, they had underestimated their prey. "Captain, we've got them on the run," Diaz called out, his voice breathless but triumphant. "Good," Jenna said, her eyes cold and determined. "Let's send them a message. This is humanity's space. We don't give up, and we don't lose." With one final push, the remaining aliens retreated, their ship powering up and jumping away into the safety of the void. The silence that followed was deafening. Jenna lowered her rifle, her heart still pounding. "Damage report?" she asked. "Minimal," Diaz said. "We're bruised, but still in fighting shape." Jenna allowed herself a small, satisfied smile. They had won today, but she knew this wasn't the end. These aliens would be back, and when they came, humanity would be ready. Because if there was one thing, every species in the galaxy had learned it by now. It was that humans didn't just survive, they thrived. Humanity, yeah. The horizon's edge drifted silently through the aftermath of the battle. Smoke still curled from damaged sections of the ship, but Jenna Price wasn't worried. They'd been through worse, and Earth had taught its soldiers how to come out on top, no matter the odds. Down in engineering, Chief Engineer Rogers and his team worked frantically to patch up the damage from the alien assault. Sparks flew as he barked orders, his grease-streaked face set in a grim scowl. "Tell me you can't get us back to full power," Jenna said, striding into the cramped engine room. Rogers wiped his hands on his coveralls, turning to face her. "We're looking at a couple of hours for full repairs, Captain. That energy weapon, they hit us with overloaded half the systems. If they come back before we're done, it's gonna be rough." "They won't be back," Jenna said, her voice filled with certainty. "Not yet." Rogers raised an eyebrow. "How can you be sure?" "Because we just gave them a bloody nose, and they know it," she said with a smirk. "They'll need to regroup, figure out what went wrong. They're not used to losing." Rogers chuckled, shaking his head. "Humans, we never make it easy for them, do we?" Jenna left engineering, heading back toward the bridge. The ship felt eerily quiet now that the adrenaline of battle had worn off, but she could still feel the tension in the air. Her crew knew this was just the beginning. Whoever these aliens were, they weren't just another run-of-the-mill raider band or pirate group. This was something bigger. As she approached the bridge, Diaz hailed her over the comms. "Captain, you might want to see this." Her pace quickened as she stepped through the doors and onto the bridge. "What is it?" Diaz pointed at the main screen, where the alien ship's trajectory was being displayed. "I've been tracking their flight path. It looks like they're heading toward an uncharted sector of space. But the weird part is this," he zoomed in on a cluster of star systems. "There's a massive energy signature coming from this region. It's faint but consistent, like some sort of signal." Jenna frowned, staring at the map. "You think that's where they came from?" "Could be," Diaz said, "but whatever it is, it's not natural. It's too structured, almost like a beacon." "A beacon," Jenna muttered under her breath. "So they've got a home base." "Looks that way," Diaz replied. "It's deep in unexplored space, but we could reach it in about 3 days if we push the engines." Jenna's mind raced. They had barely fended off the first attack, but if they could find this alien stronghold, they might have a chance to strike back. Humanity couldn't afford to wait for them to come knocking again. "Set a course," she ordered. "I want to know who these bastards are, and why they think they can't push us around." Diaz hesitated for a moment, then nodded. "Aye, Captain. Plotting course now." The ship's engines flared to life, and the horizon's edge pivoted, setting a new course toward the uncharted region of space. As the stars blurred into the streaks of faster-than-light travel, Jenna sat back in her chair, thinking about the battles still to come. Humanity had always been the underdog in the galaxy, but time and time again, They've proven their resilience. This time wouldn't be any different. 3 days later, the Horizon's Edge dropped out of FTL on the edge of the uncharted sector. The view in front of them was unlike anything Jenna had ever seen. A massive space station easily the size of a small moon floated in the void, surrounded by an armada of alien ships. The station itself was covered in spires and towers that radiated a faint, ominous light. Energy pulsated through its surface, and the entire structure gave off an aura of malevolence. "Well," Diaz said, breaking the silence, "that's unsettling." Jenna nodded, her eyes narrowing. "Looks like we found their base. Why are they broadcasting that signal? It's almost like they want us to find them." "It could be a trap," Malik chimed in from the tactical station, his voice tense. "It might be baiting us into attacking so they can't overwhelm us." "Maybe," Jenna said thoughtfully, "but I don't think so. If they wanted us dead, they wouldn't have sent a single ship the first time. They're testing us, trying to figure out what we're capable of." "So what's the plan?" Diaz asked, his fingers hovering over the controls. "We can't take on that whole armada." "We're not here to fight them head-on," Jenna said, her mind racing. "We need information. If we can't figure out what their goal is with their targeting us, we'll have a better chance of stopping them." She turned to Malik. "Prep a stealth drone. We'll send it in to gather intel." Malik nodded, quickly working at his station. A few minutes later, a small, sleek drone detached from the Horizon's Edge and zipped toward the alien station, its stealth systems activated. As the drone approached the station, the crew watched in silence, tension thick in the air. The alien ships continued to patrol around the station, but none of them seemed to detect the drone. "Drones entering the station's atmosphere," Malik said, his voice hushed. Jenna leaned forward, her eyes locked on the screen. The drone's camera feed displayed the interior of the station, a massive, labyrinthine network of corridors and chambers. Alien technology pulsed with energy, and strange, biomechanical creatures scurried about, their movements eerie and unnatural. "Wait, what's that?" Diaz asked, pointing at the screen. The camera panned to a large chamber at the heart of the station. Inside was a glowing orb, suspended in the air, surrounded by strange machinery. Dozens of aliens stood around it, chanting in a language that none of the humans could understand. "That's it," Jenna whispered. "That's their weapon." The orb pulsed, and for a moment, Jenna felt a chill run down her spine. It was like the very air around her had become heavier, more oppressive. Whatever that thing was, it wasn't just a piece of technology, it was something far more dangerous. "We need to destroy that thing," she said, her voice firm. "If they activate it, we're done." "But how do we even get close?" Diaz asked. "That place is crawling with enemies." Jenna smiled grimly. "We do what humans do best. We adapt, and we fight." She turned to the crew, determination in her eyes. "Prepare for battle. We're taking the fight to them."